Hi, my name is Angie Hayden, and I'm here to tell you about my company, Angie B Originals. I'm doing fashion design, and it's something I've done my entire life, but I've always wanted to have my own line of product, and so now I'm doing it. And I just wanted to let you know that these products are going to be available at the end of September this year for fall and winter 2020. And the philosophy behind my line is basically thankfulness. I'm thankful to God for giving me the talent and the ability to do this, first of all. So just giving glory and honor to God, first and foremost. And secondly, providing a service to anyone that likes the product. But I am focusing specifically on filling a gap in the market for black folks because there are products that we need that may not necessarily be needed by other groups and are not being addressed in the market. So there's going to be some things specific to the needs of black people, black women specifically. And also, my line is catering to the needs of women of a certain age who may be experiencing some temperature fluctuations, such as I do on a daily basis. So, and also sustainability is another tenet of the company because we are sitting on the third rock from the sun, which is burning up. I mean, it's 100 degrees in Siberia. What is up with that? So we really have got to be mindful about turning things around and saving the planet for those generations coming up behind us. So I'm using natural fibers primarily, though I do have one faux fur line which is not natural fiber, but everything else is either silk, cotton, linen, wool, bamboo, all of the natural fibers that are biodegradable and also provide longevity in clothing. I mean, if you think about maybe like a nice wool jacket you had from back in the day, or even if you were an athlete in high school, and I'm talking to people of my generation. You were in athletics in high school and you got your leather jacket, you went and bought that wool leather jacket. I can go in my mom's closet right now and pull out my older brother's leather jacket from Elmhurst High School, and it looks exactly the same today as it did in the 70s because that was an all wool jacket with leather sleeves. That stuff it's not going to just break down over time like these fast fashion garments, which for all we know could have been sewn by some 8-year-old child being, you know, abused because there's no labor laws in place in their country where they're living. So the line will be made in the USA. I'm using a slow fashion model, meaning that you may have to wait a minute. You're not going to have to wait months, but do we have to have everything instantaneously? Why do we feel like we have to have everything instantly? I mean, it didn't used to be that way. It doesn't have to be. I'm going to have like some handcrafted details on some of these things, and that takes time. And I'm not going to be carrying inventory because that's more expenditure up front for a small business person who has limited capital, such as myself. And that's also another way where sometimes we wind up with just a lot of unused or unbought apparel getting dumped into a landfill or wherever because whatever that designer thought was going to be the next hot thing, and it turned out that people didn't want it, and then there you have it. It's money wasted and more waste for the environment. So I'm not carrying inventory. I have already been connected with a manufacturer who does sewing orders on demand. So as orders come in, they would be submitted to be produced, and they typically can produce them, turn them around within 72 hours. So it won't be like Amazon where you're gonna get it in the next day or 2 days. You may have a week lag time, which I still don't think that's that long to wait for something awesome and unique, which they will be. And I'm also in my company featuring empowering female artisans who may be based in other countries. And the first set of female artisans that I am patronizing are in Mali, West Africa, and they handcraft mudcloth, which is a really beautiful African cotton it's woven in narrow strips, which are then hand stitched together, and some of it's hanging right here behind me, and I've been working with. I've got 4 different patterns of mudcloth, and also just some African cotton prints that will be offered in bandanas, head wraps, and some other pieces. So another characteristic of the line is going to be comfort. There's going to be some loungewear. Bringing back the caftan in an updated version. There'll be a long and short version. What else? And lightweight wraps. Once again, for women of a certain age who, we need a little something when it gets cooler out, but we can't tolerate a super full-on hot coat. So I'm going to have some nice ponchos. I'm going to have some nice stoles and throws. I'm going to have some nice ruanas that will be very stylish. And I'm featuring, along with some neutrals, I'm going to feature a lot of color because I feel like color is sorely missing in the outerwear market in the fall and winter. It's rare to find color, and when you do, you're like, color, yes. So there's going to be color. There'll be neutrals. And then the other thing that I'm really focusing on are beautiful scarves, beautiful silk scarves. Now, I remember, and I was talking to my sister about this when I was first kind of like coming up with the concepts for the line, about how it used to be you could go to the store and find it's like a wide array of scarves, just beautiful scarves in all different fabrications and shapes and sizes. And now it's not that way so much. I mean, you're lucky if you find a scarf you really like that doesn't just look like something that's run of the mill and made of silk. I don't know, when was the last time I came across a silk scarf? I mean, if you go to like a very high-end department store, you would likely find some silk scarves there, or, a very high-end boutique, you would find a silk scarf. But just for an average consumer, and the average consumers who I'm targeting, no, this is not going to be a budget line, but it's not going to be luxury. I want to give it the tagline, affordable luxury. So, and you do get what you pay for, but beautiful silks, beautiful prints, beautiful colors. There's some ombre silks that I've sourced already, and just some very bold prints, some more subtle prints, some animal prints. So all of that in different sizes, so you can have a signature scarf or build a wardrobe of scarves. And I remember the first and only time I traveled to Paris, and just seeing how stylish the French people were, and everybody had a beautiful scarf on. The men had beautiful scarves. I mean, and they were just tied so effortlessly, and those people just look good, from the children on up to the senior citizens. So, just providing some accessories that you can utilize to either build an outfit around or just perk up an existing outfit. If you're like me, you may have a closet full of black and there's nothing to liven up a little black dress or your little black suit or whatever it is that you're wearing that's black. Then a splash of color, which could be provided by a beautiful silk scarf that you can wear in whatever way you choose. You might be into head wraps. You might want to wear it as a head wrap. You might want to wear it as something draped around your neck artfully. You might want to tie it to your handbag and just have it flowing that way. So those, I believe, are the main components of my line to begin with. And then once I get accounts established and have cash flow, then I'm going to expand into dresses and sportswear, which is my real love, and expand into some other components as time goes on, as we see how things go. So check me out on my website is angiebeoriginals.com, and I've got all of my social media accounts there, so you can, if you want to see what I'm doing and follow along with how I'm progressing over the next 3 months, you can follow me on Instagram and or on Facebook and or on Twitter. And I also have a Pinterest, which is more like this stuff that inspires me. But if you're a Pinterest person, you might find some things there that you can use for your own Pinterest uses. So yeah, those are the places you can get updates from me. And I do have, I'll end with this, I do have a line of t-shirts and hoodies that you can access through my website, which once again, this is a slow fashion. They're not right there. So and actually it's kind of like set up as campaigns. It's through Bonfire. So I'm going to start a new campaign, and it'll have an end date, and at the end of that time, then Bonfire will print up whatever has been ordered. But this is one of the t-shirts, Jive Turkey. And for those of you who, once again, are of my generation, you'll understand this. And if you don't understand it, you can ask your mama or somebody, because they will probably be able to tell you the meaning of Jive Turkey. Yeah, so if you want to support me that way, you can. And I think that's it for now for this rambling video that people may have tuned out of long ago. I don't know. I mean, I know nowadays everything's supposed to be short. People have the attention span of a gerbil or a gnat or whatever, but this is the best I could do. So thank you for listening, and I hope that you will check me out. All right. Laters.